Hello everybody and welcome to Binerdy. Today we're going to be delving into the A in LGBTQIA. And to start it off, no, it's not allies. The A stands for asexual. There's no room for discussion here. Asexuality, simply put, is the complete lack of sexual attraction. And by lack of sexual attraction, that's pretty much it. They don't experience sexual attraction. But of course, that isn't the end of the discussion. A lot of people have some questions about it since it's kind of a new term being used nowadays, so let's see how many of them we can get answered today. To start it off, asexuality and celibacy aren't the same thing. Asexuality is an intrinsic, inflexible aspect of somebody's identity. Or, more simply put, it isn't their choice. Celibacy, on the other hand, is a choice and can be changed at any time. Unless you're ugly, but that's a different story. On top of that, unlike asexual people, celibate people still experience sexual attraction. They just choose not to act on it, while asexual people don't experience the attraction to begin with. Well, yeah, duh. One of the bigger stereotypes right now about asexual people is that they're basically emotionless robots. Which is a weird conclusion to come to. They don't experience sexual attraction, they're not emotionless. And before I continue, I'd like to point out that asexuality refers to sexual attraction. It's entirely possible for asexual people to be romantically attracted to people, and many have been or are in perfectly happy romantic relationships. Because surprisingly, people can be happy without sex. There are also some asexual people that enjoy sex and find other people physically attractive, while there are others that have sex for reasons other than pleasure and desire. It's really up to the individual. To clarify, sexual arousal and sexual attraction aren't the same thing. Arousal is more of a reaction to stimulus that causes certain things to happen, while attraction is a form of intent regarding someone else. It's kind of difficult to explain why simply, so I'll just point to an article that explains it better. To actually answer the question, it is possible for asexual people to experience arousal, but it's not entirely common. When they do, it isn't really directed towards anyone or anything, and it just kind of happens. Some asexual people masturbate, some don't, others are okay with sex, others aren't. It's entirely up to them. Unlike the rest of the LGBT community, more people ask why it happens. And, well, who knows? There's still research being done, and not too much of it is entirely conclusive yet. Regardless, all you need to know is that it happens, and that it is A-OK. Like I've said in my Bisexuality 101 video, which you should totally watch by the way, sexuality is a spectrum. So if you mostly don't experience sexual attraction or only experience it some of the times, you're probably somewhere in between on the spectrum. Now there's a lot of terms for the in-between, so I'll just cover some of the major ones. Gray asexuality, or gray ace, gray A, gray sexuality, gr-A, is an overarching term for everything between asexuality and sexuality in the spectrum. Demisexuality is when you're only able to experience sexual attraction after you've formed a strong emotional bond between them. So basically, you're close friends first before attraction even rears its head. What? No. No!
All around me are familiar faces.
So, kind of like what I said in other videos, a lot of the myths and stereotypes you hear tend not to be true, and instead of trying to individually disprove every single one, I'm just gonna link to an article that would explain it a lot better than I can. So that's basically the quick rundown of asexuality. If y'all have any more questions, feel free to send them to my inbox, and if I get enough, I'll make a follow-up. In the meantime, see you later.